Hey guys, as you can see, this is Season 1, Episode 1 of Unbearable to Bearable, where myself and Barcode will take you from being, well, unbearable to bearable.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Unbearable to
the
play
whole.
with to bearable to play with. This series
Uh,
is aimed to be like a pinnacle, almost like a foundation of how to play the game, fundamentally. Um, we'll be going over Strongholds and CTF mostly because there's a lot of the times like there's a lot of stuff to cover, to be honest with you. A lot of individual stuff, but mainly just how to play the game to win the game. So whatever the objective of the game is, whether it's get 100 points in Strongholds or get 3 flag caps, even 50 kills in Slayer is an objective within itself. We might cover Oddball a bit later, but that will be the main ones that we focus on to begin with.
yeah,
Um, I was discussing with Barcode earlier that this will be like a long form video, so there won't be any editing. There will just be lots of like rewinding. I want to really show you guys what it's like to analyze a film, so then you can go off and use it yourself. It's not just like what we say, but like use what we say to go do it yourself, so you can watch your own films and yeah, know what to look for. All right, so
yeah.
this gameplay is what, a couple weeks old now from you?
No, actually, maybe 3 days ago. Of like 4 weeks.
Okay,
Not 4 weeks.
yeah,
Fucking
a few
four
days
days.
ago.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before, so this will be
Oh.
this will be a first run through for me. So there will be like lots of trying to understand what's going on. So you have to bear with us with the pausing and stuff. But like I said, that is just like a reality of theater. You have to take your time analyzing each play. So that's why I didn't want to edit this. I didn't want to just give you the answer, like or and Barcode. We don't
and
want to
and
just
this
give you
is
the answer.
actually the first time we've like watched it. Like we didn't do any like reruns of this same video or anything. This is
Yeah.
actually like I totally forgot what happened. All I know is I got
18
18
stronghold caps. That's the
strongholds.
main reason we're watching this because the
I
main
want
thing
to
in
see what happens.
the
I
main
want to
thing in
see.
strongholds is get the hill, right? Like it's very simple, but for Barco to get 18 stronghold caps and still lose this game, it's yeah, there's a big question mark on what's going on in ANZ at the moment. We're trying to clean it up a bit. We're trying to get everyone on the same page so we can have some good competitive games, like where it's not so much unbalanced, but at least you'll have someone on your team that's hopping hills and doing stuff straight away. Because that's all it is in Strongholds. It's just get in the hill when you have numbers. So, I did do a pre-recorded video a while back that has the foundation of like the queues. We'll talk about the queues again, Barcode, where
Yeah.
if you get a kill, look at the kill feed, stuff like that. We'll go over it in the situation, but just whatever's going through your mind, you'll be able to give us a good run through. And why you're hopping hills, like giving the reasons why you
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright, without further ado, let's get into it.
I'm actually excited to watch this.
I'm surprised you
I,
got 18 stronghold caps. That's insane.
mate, I
I
think
wonder
that's
what
like
the
a
record
personal
is.
best. Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, like record
Alright,
in
I'll
ANZ.
leave outlines on for example's sake. Of course, he won't have that information in game, but it
Yeah.
does let you know.
Basically, I just play with whatever spawn I get here. I just grab the scatter shot, and
Yeah,
then
that was what I was gonna just touch on. Like before we start offs. We're not gonna go over start offs because if you're in an actual team, whatever start
team.
off you want to play for is yeah, you'll sort that out. But the
Mhm.
main thing that you just said, you're going for scatter shot because it's a power weapon, and then guess what? Everyone else is trying to play for the camo and for the rail. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's just we'll see what happens after this.
yeah, and I'll make a comment on what happens. I go straight back to fucking basement into the hill.
And
Look over
notice
camo.
on the kill feed as well that it's a 3v3 because 2 people just died.
Yep.
So that's a free cap here as long as he watches his barrels. Oh, that's super oh, you got it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But they have rail and scatter now, so he'll be watching that on his death cam, giving that info to his team. Comes off spawn, going for nest here. He's pretty safe at the moment. He's got teammates like, if you just look at the service tags, he's got a teammate on underpass, which isn't very helpful. Like, he should be
Yeah.
E2, so he should still be worried about E2 here. And then that guy just went long haul, Dave. So he's
Yeah.
solo capping here, and that's why you got 18 stronghold caps, I reckon, because a lot of the
Yeah.
caps were
Strong.
solo based. You didn't have any
But
help on it.
I also want to make a quick note on when you're capping nest, man. It's like the simplest thing though, but it can take you so fucking far. If you see a teammate just solo capping nest, you don't need to double cap it with him. You just need to push up on the map to give him room to solo cap
Yeah,
that.
good point. That's a
Because
really good
look,
point.
my E2 is like really open. Every time I see a teammate and I spawn like outside, I'm like, okay, my objective here is to get to fucking E2 so he can't get shot from there, or like I body block
Yeah,
technically for him.
exactly. Because you're almost like reinforce. You're making another wave. You know, they have to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
through
yeah.
that person to get to stop it.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's like E2, that like hallway there, like near, like the camera jump up and stuff. Yeah,
mm,
there is, that's like a very strong position because like I just said, if I'm spawning outside, chances are they're gonna be sort of like in the inside area. I can just hop up to E3, get shots off on people that are like maybe coming off spawn from bunker, or and like just help look
yeah.
at the center of the map and everything
And a
from
lot
that
of the
spot.
things that we say are very simple. Like just push out, like they're cues, right? Recognize that you have a teammate capping nest. You have to learn how to be a part of that play. You have to learn like how are you going to be relevant to that capture. You don't always have to be inside of it. Just be that
How are you
force, you
gonna
know?
help actually capture it?
Yeah.
Because
And that's the thing
like
as well. When you're the guy capping nest, like Barcode here, he should be aware that nobody's watching his E2. So his shields, because you want to cap this, you don't want to like 3/4 cap it and then die. So you have to play your shields
yeah,
as long as possible. So even this guy white corner here, he he's probably going to threaten you. We'll see what happens after this, but
yeah,
he's most likely going to threaten you. So you have to keep your shields for as long as possible. Knowing that you could possibly get pushed from E2 because you don't have that
E2.
information in game. You just have to
Yeah,
play like with the awareness that you could get pushed. And you don't have to cap it straight away. That's another big point. It's like
yeah,
you're in this position over at Nest, so you're bringing guys like this to try stop this cap because you'll be score. Oh, will you be? No, you won't be scoring, but you'll at least be on the board with one stronghold.
capture. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're trying to stop this. So if you play your life here, like let's say if you do get double teamed, it's all about stalling in this situation. So you would just drop
Milking.
down probably, you'd just try to play your life for as long as possible, and the longer you stall, the more chance you're giving yourself for your teammates to reconnect to this play and
Oh, yeah.
hopefully clean up these kills. And if you end up surviving, that's huge for your team because you'll possibly get 2 caps out of that. Because you'll
Yep.
have numbers, yeah. Alright, let's run through. So yep, it's tracking this guy. Dodges the nade, gets the cap. Gets the jump on Mikey there. They're 2 dead. And you have 1 guy dead on your team, so you have numbers. You're getting your shields back, that's why you're not sprinting.
Yep.
Pops in
fine
basement.
too. Basement.
We've got a double cap here. Alex is hopping in. They're getting BR. So right here, this is like this is what you have to have like micro decisions in game. As you're doing something, think about what you should be doing next so you're as prepared as possible. So like I just said before, they were 2 dead. So you have to be thinking about where they're going to be spawning and what they're going to be going for next. And as you can see, Synergy is capping BR base, and Barcode can recognize that because you can see the circle, BR base getting captured. So after he caps basement, he's got a decision to make. Does he want to defend what he's already got, which is Nest, which they haven't hopped in yet? He doesn't know that Mikey's over there. So he'll most likely get over there. Look, he's already facing in that direction. Because he wants to hold the 2 cap. The whole point of this game type is to get to 100 points. So you only need at least 2 strongholds capped. When you get the opportunity, definitely go for the triple cap and try hold on to it.
Yeah,
But
which is why I went for basement.
yeah, don't like waste your time going BR base in this situation when they're 3/4 cap just about, because you're not going to get it. You know what I mean? Unless you know and they're probably going to spawn over there to be fair, because of the 2 people. So yeah, we'll see how this situation plays out with Mikey
Yeah,
over
I'm
there at
actually
Nest.
curious as well to see how I play this.
But this is it. This is where you need people on the same page because Alex in this situation, and what I mean by Alex is Aleo over here. Who knows what he's going to do because it looks like he's trying to jump top mid, which I don't think he's going to make.
Yeah.
But he should be thinking the exact same thing. You've both got the same information where you're capping basement, and that you should be trying to defend the one that you've already got as well. So if he goes top mid and possibly goes white corner, it could end up being a good play, but we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
So they're already capping Nest. Barcode doesn't have any nades. Pushes in. Big kill. Just gets the reset. So right here, I'm just going to pause it, because this is where the game slows down. A lot of people give away a dumb death in these situations. You know, you're just playing your life, because look at the scoreboard. You've got two strongholds captured. You honestly don't have to do much in these situations. And the reason is, because you've put the pressure back on red team to hop in the hill. So you don't have to force yourself into a kill. What you have to do is force them to make mistakes by trying to get them to commit to a stronghold.
Yeah.
And once you know where their team is going to be committed to, so if we get info that like they're pushing E2, and they're trying to go for nest, then everyone on the map knows that everything over here is irrelevant except for this nest play, because you know that they're going for nest. That's the direction that they're heading in. So you just can't give
Mm.
away any dumb deaths in these situations. You have to be really patient.
Yeah, and
He's
also
shooting.
here,
Yeah, go on.
also here, you see, like I was still weak, but I still challenged that guy
Yep,
because
exactly.
I've got a teammate behind me shooting him, and
Yep.
I feel like that's missing with a lot of you guys. Sometimes you guys just challenge recklessly, you know.
Yep,
Um,
solo.
Solo challenges, but if I'm one shot and I see my teammate gets in a fight who's flown past me to try bait and switch, I get immediately back out to try shoot that same guy.
Because you have to put yourself in their shoes as well, in Pandora's shoes. He's aiming at
As
Aleo
someone
over
else as
there.
well.
Yeah.
So I abused that fact. I literally jumped as well, like
And it's all
above
about
him.
timing. You've got that like you made him like surprised, you know what I mean? It's a surprise factor. It's the
Yeah,
quicker that you do things like that. Like if you get the jump on someone who's already getting shot at, like you're most likely going to get this kill even if you're weak. And
yeah,
timing does come down to it. Like maybe you're 0.5 of a second of getting your shots back. Maybe you do
yeah.
wait
It's
that
so
extra half a
minuscule.
second. Yeah,
Yeah,
but perfect play where you clean up a kill. Because like once you have numbers, the game is incredibly easy. Because if you get this kill, you'd probably
dominate
jump up
them.
to E3, and the reason you jump up to E3 is because you can place your reticle around the map. You can literally look around and see what's
Yeah,
going on. And maybe you even like get into bunker and then drop into BR base just to clear it out. Because once you know this is clear, you can just drop into this knowing that it's free.
yeah,
And
and
that's a
then
triple
knowing
cap.
that the spawns will be hopefully flipping depending
Exactly,
on.
yep. And you'll be thinking the same situation that we talked about when you're in basement. You'll be thinking about where they're spawning and what they're going to be going for. So
Yeah,
you'll be preparing, sorry, once you're in this hill for where you're going to be pushing up to next. So most likely they're not going to be going nest. So I would just try to get like a good angle towards basement. I'd be progressing over there. So let's see how this pans out. Pandora's down, exactly what I said. He gets to E3, and for that exact reason, he has the most amount of information up here. Like, if he just starts walking around here like this guy is fine doing this because we already have a guy up here. But let's
E3.
just say Barcode went this way. This is the info that he's getting. This is all he will get. Like, mind you, he will see two people here, which will help him out, but like, just for future reference, in any game, you don't know for a fact where they are. So this gives you the most possibility of seeing where they are. And that goes for any Halo game, by the way. If you just learn good... This isn't... Or I guess it is a power position. And the reason it's a power position is because you have the most info on the map, like I just said. So just remember, he killed one. He killed Pandora, got the jump on him. Synergy just died from his teammate. And now it's a 1v1 at the moment. Aleo should be helping him. Ends up winning the 1v1. That's 3 dead. They should double hop this. Synergy comes off spawn, gives away a free kill. And now look, they're getting basement. So that's all they have to worry about in this situation, is like defending that triple cap. They do have to worry about the future spawners, but if they put pressure on this, it's so overwhelming for the other team that they'll be able to continuously score. And you could give it up as long as you're surrounding the area. Like, as long as you keep them contained there, because the longer you keep them contained there, the longer you're holding a 2 cap. And then you're literally 1 or 2 kills away from putting them back in that triple cap scenario. So he's probably just going to get to right here, because you're not going to make it here, as you can see. So what I would do in this situation, oops, what I would do in this situation, if I know I can't make it in time, hopefully that didn't, yeah, it didn't. If I know I'm not going to be able to make it in time to reset it, I'd probably just make a good, like, jump play on them, knowing that they're going to push out, and I would get that 1 pick or 2 picks that come out, and then try re-hop it. But I'm sure that you can hear shooting now, which is why you're trying to challenge this, which you get the jump on Monza. This is good. And look, instantly back in the hill. Like, yes, even though they're capping nest, you've already, like, you and Aleo have been working together since E2 here, which is really good. And you've both flipped them again. Like, you've rotated on them, and you're always in control.
That's literally the rig as well. That's the way I explain it to most of the people, but I swear it's just so hard to get it across. You know,
how it's a circle.
Like, why would you bother trying to like contest a hill that has enemies players when you've got a free one there? You know.
Yeah, that's what I used to say to my team as well. Like, why? Like, think about it like a rugby team. Why try run into the rugby team head on? Like, you can definitely do it in some situations, you know? Like, if you're defending a triple cap, it makes sense, because that's the one hill that's relevant. But in a situation like this, when it's open to get basement, and
Yeah.
they're rotating nest, like just keep rotating on them. Because guess, like, again, think ahead as you're capping basement. Think where they're gonna go. They're either gonna come back to defend this, even though you already cap it. They're gonna try retake it, or they're just gonna try go into here, get some map control, and then get a pick, and then go for the next hill, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I say just to play rig as like a massive circle. You're just going in a massive circle.
definitely.
That's how I picture it.
Yeah, it really is, and a lot of Strongholds game types are like that. Like Empire is kind of like that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
They are just a big circle.
I reckon I'd honestly picture the Empire map as like a beat test almost. You run to one side and then you have to run back to the
Yeah, it
other.
actually is. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It is. I remember that. When you said that, I just remember me running from like outside
Yeah,
red to outside blue.
Blue, yeah,
And then constantly back
just
and forth.
doing that. Yeah, yeah.
And that's the thing, like, I know we're not talking about that map at the moment, but sometimes you just have to sit still and wait for the info on where they're pushing. So if you know that they're pushing one side, then you're prepared for it. You can get over there quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're still in control here. The enemy team's only got 1 point. Alright, here's another dilemma. They're capping BR base. You probably don't have that info yet because you're not really looking over there.
Actually.
You get a pick.
I knew there was a guy white corner.
Alright, looks like you're playing for rail here. Which is another big thing to talk about. Like, sometimes you don't have to overcommit and try stop basement when you're setting yourself up for, like, power weapons and power-ups. Sometimes if you play disciplined and you get control of those, it's much easier to get that pick. And once you have that pick and you have numbers, it's much easier to maintain control. And you'll have those power-ups and power weapons for the next wave, so you'll probably stay in control for a lot longer.
Yeah. Also, I don't know what's up with everyone and like underpass. Really, looking at like, how many times have we seen someone there?
That's a few times now. Yeah, people do like pushing through here. It is a good sneak play, but I would use it as like a third or fourth angle. Like I wouldn't, like if I'm gonna play sneaky, I'd try flank. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you need to be like the center of attention almost because it brings people out.
Like that guy could be literally, instead of dropping down to underpass, he could have been like E2, E3.
Well, yeah, let's see where he goes. We're at 9:55.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to fast
Actually, yeah. Let's. Can we see how he gets down there?
So he gets a pick.
Okay, he gets a kill. But why is he going down here? He could jump up on that bar.
He's a bit hesitant there. And
true.
A bit confused about that because as you saw on the kill feed, there was 2 dead. So you could just fly at that, you know?
Hey, I reckon he could have contested it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, oh no. Wasted thrust as well. Oh no.
Yeah, not the best death. Not the best.
Yeah.
Missed that railgun death, but it's all good. So they get camo out of that. We've got camo rail, I think. Or someone else has rail. So now they're in a triple cap. They've got a triple cap. So you're just getting the base at home. That's good. 3v3 if you pay attention to the kill feed. Try to pay attention the whole time. That was camo.
That's a shame he didn't even die.
So on death cam, I know because this is a film, we're just analysing from Barcode's POV, but on death cam I'm sure he's flicking and seeing where his teammates are because it gives him information on where he should connect to next.
There's always a time and a place to flick through.
He's getting damage down as he's capping something. This is going to be unfortunate.
I actually did not know Monza was fucking there. Like, I didn't expect.
I'll go back because that might be something to fine tune.
Yeah. I actually don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Because whenever you're capping something, like he's doing the right thing here to try get shots on and help his teammate here. It's just as soon as his teammate dies there, like as soon as that guy's behind the wall as well, I would instantly try watch myself because the responsibility is him to cap this hill. So same thing we said at Nest, which is you have to play your life over capping the hill. So you have to do both at the same time.
But also, the Aleo could be in the hill with me.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not sure why Aleo. Well, let's have a look at this because this is where everyone should be focused on the same page. He's trying to defend BR base, but he has no one in position at all to stop that. So have a look. He drops down into sewers. The basement's completely open, and you can see that on his screen.
Yeah, but let's see what he does.
He gets shot in the back, and he's worried about that guy that shot him. See, even just then, Barcode ran across his screen. That's like an instant tell that you can double cap that. because you should be
Yeah.
focused on shooting the same thing. Whenever you've got a teammate close to you, it's honestly the biggest advantage. It makes the game so simple. It makes it so easy and nice to play because you have no worry about dying if you play it correctly because you have almost an overshield with two people. You know what I mean? If you play it properly, and it's better than an overshield because two people shooting the same thing is so fast to kill someone.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think I just screwed up like who's got the hills and stuff. We won't be able
Oh,
to
really?
tell. Yeah.
Actually, no.
Yeah, he should have hopped that straight away with him.
Yeah, but now he hops in. You know, like
Yeah.
what? What's
And that's a good thing actually that you mentioned. Like, shit needs to be instant, especially in strongholds. Like, you need to do things so fast, otherwise, like the tiniest mistake, of 1 second delayed, and they can get a contest and end up resetting it.
how long do you think they've held this triple cap for, and look how many points they're just getting now? Like,
Oh, I'm on a layer, my bad.
oh no, but even just then, him just sitting base like bunker. Sorry. Like,
Once it dies. Yeah, you guys are on the back foot hard at the moment. You've still got one cap, which they're probably gonna get. You'd be thinking about what you're gonna go for next, which looks like you're going nest. You've got two teammates battling over there, which means they should be able to get basement after that kill, hopefully. There you go.
hopefully.
So both of them should be hopping basement. Keep watching that. Yep, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So now, same thing that we just mentioned before. Barcode's going to play hopefully, he's going to play his life extremely disciplined, meaning he knows that he's going to try cap this, so he can try cap this as much as possible, but he's not committed to 100% staying in here till death. He's going to play his life. So I would use this pole. That would be the one thing that I would mention here is like,
Yeah.
especially when I'm by myself, I want to avoid getting shot at all costs, like the minimum amount of damage that you could absorb.
Just
And
strafing
nice,
him.
Aleo
Yeah.
connects with that play, so now you guys are back in control after this.
Yeah.
So again, we don't have to do anything now that we're back in control. All we have to do is wait for information on where the enemy team is pushing. Because they've only got one hill, and they're going to be spawning on this part of the map. This is their real estate on this side. So instead of like forcing a 1v1, I know you're trying to get to E3 or E2 quickly here, which is it's a good play because you're going to be able to get info like we said earlier. It's just how you execute it as well. You have to realize that nobody's over here, so you don't have any teammates over here shooting. So you have no information. Like there could be a guy crouching here, there could be a guy crouching here. We don't know this yet. So it's all about playing like execution on pushing to where you want to go. Sometimes I might literally just sit here because of the fact that we have two hills and they're the one. You need them to make a mistake, not you guys. Because if Barcode pushes in here and ends up getting cleaned up easily, they've got numbers again. You've put them in a position where they can cap the hill easily. Where if Barcode plays his life, these guys over here that will be around here, they will be like, okay, we need to do something, otherwise we're just constantly going to keep getting scored on. You know what I mean? So you have to make them earn their pick, is what I'm trying to say. So if you throw your life at them, you've given them that pick. So you have to be really like disciplined on how you give them a pick. So once again, he's got a power position. He noticed that they're pushing elbow to basement, so that's info there already. It's not a wise play to just start soaring across to stop that because of this exact reason. So he's looking for more info. He gets shot there. Good, you back up. So they're going basement. So I would probably make a play on BR base after this. Like I would even drop under here and start like heading towards it, whether it's behind or I'd probably go this way just to clear it out. Like I said, you want to get... If you clear out the outskirts, then you know it's safe what's in front of you. Where if you go like straight ahead, you could get shot in the side, etc.
Yeah.
So it looks like you're trying to stop BR base and railgun's coming up as well, I think. Yep. I mean basement, sorry, you're trying to stop basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this play, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
I know it's like in hindsight stuff, but yeah, it's just because you did have teammates over there, and the things that we were going to mention in this was, well, unbearable to bearable, the fundamentals of radar. So you've got support over here on this side of the map, because that's what your radar tells you. We've got two guys literally here, so you know that they're trying to play for this area of the map. They're not trying to play for this area of the map. So you have no help over here whatsoever when you push over here.
Yeah. But I think basically like my train of thought is, obviously I've got those teammates there. Like now I see Banana Saurus going tower. Like I've got three of my teammates, trying to contest for that hill, but banana just dies there. I think I'm basically like there. I literally just thrusted to top mid to try get another angle. I feel instead of like going for the hill
Yeah.
and trying
Same
to
thing
clean
though.
up
Same
around.
situation that we just mentioned before with you thrust sliding into here, where you want to make them earn their pick. So in this situation, I would just like wait for the pick. You know what I mean? Like where you were before, let's run it back. Make it make sense. So yeah, you getting to here, you get shot down to weak just after this, and then you realize that a guy's here, and then you've got teammate help right here. So as
Yeah.
soon as that guy pushes ahead of you, hopefully, yeah, I would jump back in. And then right here, I would make the decision, because of the radar, because you should have that info, I would jump back to E3, only because it's a good
Yeah.
angle to help support these guys. And if you hear shooting, then you can actually get off of E3 and commit to the push, because you know that they're most likely weak.
Yeah.
And you know, like, you already had the info that these guys are going basement, so it kind of needs to be a faster play, because you don't want these guys to be a part of stopping BR base. You know what I mean? You want
Yeah.
to time it so you commit to these guys and get this, and then force those guys to either come back and rotate or overextend to nest. So 2 dead on the kill feed, one of his teammates dies. Here's numbers. Still in a 2 cap, and again, I know we can't see the strongholds now, but they've got nest and they've got numbers, so they can slowly progress as long as they don't give away dumb deaths.
I think I fall off the map yet. No.
Oh, you good? So they're capping nest over there, as you can see. He's gonna come off spawn and have to decide what he's gonna do. Okay, you're AFK.
I think I was typing in my chat.
And that right there, he's like simultaneously pushing to nest as he's getting shots on. He's not trying to chase the kill. Yep. And like, because that guy's irrelevant. Well, that girl, I should say, is irrelevant. Like, she's pushing over towards here, you know? So even if he doesn't kill him, like you didn't kill him, you're still putting pressure because that person's out of the situation and you're going to be back in control. So you're very objective oriented, like you're objective minded in these situations. You're always playing for the hill. No wonder you got 18 caps in this game. Straight to the hill. Again, they've got 2 caps. I just want to see what's going on over here. Yep, so you guys must have basement, eh? Yep, you guys got basement.
Yeah, we've got basement. I'm literally, yeah. And then I accidentally dropped.
Oh good, you got numbers.
Should be
Looks
fine.
like you're trying to go for the triple cap. Well, you don't want to sprint as well because you don't know if anyone's above you, and you don't want to show on radar.
I was trying to make like a sneaky play, trying to get behind.
The only thing I would do here is probably go here and start capping. And it either brings them back, like synergy, and that will come back, or they'll commit to getting basement, and you've already rotated on them. So you're coming back to help nest. You get the cleanup. You'll probably go, yep, 2 dead. Are you trying to stop this? Yeah, see, I don't know about this. I think you should just flip the...
Go into... Yeah. I don't know why I kept doing that, though.
I don't know. I think you've just got, like, an urgency to try stop the hill. Which is a good thing to have, but there's always, like, a time and a place. And it's good. This is why analyzing helps so much, because it polishes up your decision-making here. Because whenever you get a kill... Let's go back to that.
Because, yeah, you're right. Like, I literally just going to BR...
These are the cues that we're trying to explain in this series, this Unbearable to Bearable series, where on the kill feed just then, I missed that, I got trying to explain this. He comes up, cleans up a kill, and there's 2 dead. So you almost have free reign of the map because of the fact that all your teammates are alive, right? And wait, where's the 4th guy? I can't even see him. Maybe he's not alive. Oh no, he's dead at the moment. But he's coming off spawn. He's definitely the first guy to spawn because they were the fresh 2 that were dead. So either way, you have numbers. So you don't have to like the rugby team that we talked about, you don't have to run into them like the All Blacks. You can simply flip them on their head, know where they're going to be spawning because you're essentially blocking this if you're holding back. And you know that they're either going to... Well, they're pretty much going to go nest, not going to lie. They might go barrels and try contest this, but again, you just play passive. You just wait until you know where they're going and then make a play. But because of the fact that you did this and you were the closest one to it, now you've got no one capping that. And if they cap this, then you guys aren't scoring at all.
Yeah.
Let's see if you ends up working out, which is fine, but I still think the other one
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a better
The
play. Because, like, think
yeah.
about it. If that's snipe down or Ola or something, like, that ain't gonna work. It's just not gonna work.
Mm. No, I think like it's sort of weird because I was thinking that since like I had like my teammates behind me, that like maybe one would like push towards E2 and try get the bunker spawns, but
Yeah.
then like I guess that
And
didn't
that's the
happen.
problem. Assuming is a bitch. It's like the
Yeah,
biggest killer.
yeah.
Because, yeah, we mentioned it before we started recording. It's like, you have to do everything yourself. And if everyone has that mentality, then everyone will start doing things together. But when you start assuming, oh, this guy should have done that, and start putting the blame and expectations on other people, you know, then things go sour. Just to mention as well, like, this is simply supposed to be a reference. The reason we're going over this is because he got 18 captures, and we're showing you the cues on like why he's running towards hills. We're gonna go over people's gameplays individually, and refer to what we just watched here. So that's why we're mentioning things about the kill feed and like the
We
cues on
haven't
how
been
you've got
mentioning
numbers.
tags a lot though.
Yeah, service tags. I
Teammates,
mean, a
yeah.
little bit. We've looked through walls and stuff, and we've been like, oh, there's two
Mm.
guys over in basement. So hopefully people can make sense of it. I mean, the more videos we do, the better it will get. We'll get at it. It'll make more sense as well.
Mhm. Like here, I'm by myself as
Yep,
well.
and
So
you saw that red X. You saw a teammate die, so you know that there's a threat over there as you're capping this. So you're worried about that.
I think I literally just neglect him and I just try to get to the next hill. I saw the guy tower too, but
Same thing
he
with
was
this
a
play that I
little.
mentioned before.
Yeah,
Not to
literally
be
just
like
sit
nitpicky,
there. Yeah,
but if
sit.
they're already going to cap the hill, once again we can't see it in theater because I bugged it. But I would just set up like a
Yeah,
sneaky
yeah, sit
play.
on that corner or
Yeah,
something.
and
On
also
the.
because of the fact that railgun's coming up in like 10 seconds, 8 seconds.
Mm.
So, and that's the thing in Strongholds or any game type. Like, there's checkpoints to get to. You know what I mean? Like, rail in itself is a checkpoint. If you can progress to the next step, then you can get an angle on here. Here's a checkpoint. But then always take your time at the checkpoints and give yourself time to see. Like, don't commit to something straight away and fly at something, but give you time to see what they're going to do, because most likely they want to play for the railgun too, and they could literally do the same thing. They might play the same way and be super fast and overly aggressive, which just literally gives you kills, you know?
Yeah. Nah, but once again, I think I was just doing the assuming thing again because assuming I had my teammate up top tower,
Mm.
we could maybe wipe out
And if
those
you
two
do give
vehicles.
yourself those couple seconds to have a look, then assuming goes, like, removes itself.
Yeah, yeah.
So now they've got rail because of the 2 deaths that just happened then. You can hear this rail. I'd probably pre-nade. That's unfortunate. But 2 dead, you end up capping it. That's a good result, not gonna lie. You guys don't have nest, eh? No, 1
No,
cap.
we're gonna double capped, yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Coming off spawn, I think.
You're going towards the center of the map. See 2 people. See that 3rd guy probably on your left. Let's see here. Got a teammate over there.
I'm literally just trying to live from this guy in fucking Whitehall.
I would just start flying at nest in this situation, because there was 3 dead. Like, this is where tracking is important.
Mm,
Because it gives you so much info, right? So I'll try to explain this as best as I can. So you kill that guy. You see this guy
yep,
over here. You get shots on. You get this kill, right? And you play your life. You see that guy. You're playing your life. So right here, like, you could potentially literally just leave him and go towards
yeah,
nest, because of the
yeah,
fact that you already had 2 dead, and they're the queues. Remember, they're the same queues like
yep.
as we had before,
I
and
think
that's
I
the
was just
objective
literally just too
efficiency.
worried about this guy as well. I think that's just like what I was thinking. Like, I think he's gonna be like a barrier to get nest.
Yeah.
But you're right.
But even there, like, we could still go nest in this situation. We're still trying to
Yeah,
fight them head on when we've had numbers this whole time. But this guy's getting camo. Oh, that's probably what you were playing for the whole time, actually.
yeah, I was, and then I
Yeah.
fall down, and I'm like, ah, fuck's sakes.
I would still go to nest here, yeah. So, as you mentioned before, okay, you're not going E2. That's good. Teammate should be pushing that. Good. You just kill your teammate there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I saw the green X's.
Oh my god, my bad.
Oh.
You have numbers capping this, and you just had BR, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, BR.
Yep, so you're going to be rotating to nest.
Yeah. Shot from fucking Whitehall.
So Alex here, like the other Alex, should be flying towards nest as well.
Yeah.
If you keep looking for kills in these situations, that's why it's so hard. Like, there should be a sense of urgency from Aleo here to try cap a hill, because you're down 83 to 73, you need to be in control. 3v3, guys at nest. You've got the urgency to get over there. Just binked you in the head.
Yeah, that fucking god nade, and I'm pretty sure it nearly sent me off the map. Yeah.
And just the timing there, like, I mentioned a few times that we could have gone nest in that situation straight away. And because it took so long, now look what the enemy team's doing.
Yeah, they're already
rotating.
in the next hill.
Yeah, so that's where timing is key. Like, it's so key to just do things super fast. And what I mean by do things fast isn't like getting to an area and like dying. I mean like get the hill when the opportunity arises. You know what I mean? When it presents itself. Because there's only a small window until everyone's alive again and they start committing to a hill. So yeah, they're gonna rotate. You guys, they're not gonna get a triple cap because you got that one. But 2 dead and you've got the urgency to fly BR base. This is good.
But why isn't? Oh, okay, Dave did drop. I was just delayed. But
So
yeah,
same
this
thing.
is actually decent.
Same thing that we've been mentioning all game. It's like, as you're capping something, you have to be thinking, where's the enemy going to be going? What should I be doing? Am I going to run into them head on, or am I going to rotate? So, Junior explains this pretty well, but you push the weaker side of the map. So, if, like, the whole rugby analogy that we've been, using is like, don't run into them head on. So, if they have 2-3 people playing for one area, like Nest, don't run into them head on. Just rotate on them. Go to the weaker side of the map.
Yep.
Because it's literally free, like it's open. You might get one guy, which there's a guy here. You end up cleaning him up. 2 dead again. You could pretty much get a triple cap here. You're going to cap this and you should be pressuring Nest. Your whole team should be pressuring Nest. That's really interesting that he spawned Carbine then.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, honestly, sometimes it still happens because the sight lines in H5, right? Like, they can spawn on that, like, nest ramp. Like, not the one in front, but the one behind it, because you can't actually see them, and technically you're not blocking that spawn. And also look at the look at my teammates. Look where my team is. Dave was in bunker.
Yeah. Exactly. So looking at service tags like influences where they're going to spawn. Obviously, it influences your decision making, like where you're going to push to. So yeah. Anyway, you got basement and Banana that whole time was capping nest. So you guys are going to be in control, and you know that they're playing for basement. So once again, it's getting close to the end of the game. So this is where everyone has to play their lives extremely well and earn that pick and keep putting pressure on coming off spawn here. Because you guys will be the ones in control in this situation, so...
3 capping that.
So yeah, just to clarify on that, like let them do the work for you. Let them commit to a hill and give you that information, so then you can either rotate or whether you fight them and get the reset. You get a pick. Oh, that's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, that was like, that happened, and I'm like, oh no.
They're going nest here.
Yeah. I try to get to Dave as quick as possible.
You're like, no.
Dude, yeah. Literally, I remember that, and then he just runs away and then dies.
The only other thing that you could have possibly done
was contest nest.
Yeah.
Go E2. Yeah.
He's shooting him now. Wait, was that it? No. This next one.
Yeah, next life. Could have been, go E2.
So yeah, the information that he had just then is Banana's going E2, and he sees Alex on his screen again, going towards nest. So I'd try get like an E3 angle, or what you do is like go low, so you could even like thrust up to here, and then get that white corner angle and be a part of that play. Because, yeah, should be all focused on one thing. Even though you did see the opportunity of like Dave, like this would have worked potentially if Dave was
like, what if Dave, like it becomes a what if question. It's like, what if Dave was dancing around that box, trying to hide from that guy that he was getting shot by.
Yeah, like Dave
Oh,
knew that they were capping nest, so in his situation, he could be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna play my life in basement, you know, and then stay alive." And then
but
if
that's also like in a team environment. That's where the confidence in your teammates comes in. You know,
yeah, and that's
I
what we're
guess
trying
I
to do
have
in this series.
confidence in him
We're
trying
trying to
to.
get everyone fundamentally sound, so then like you don't even need comms, and everyone's making the right
Yeah,
decision.
because like honestly, comms are they can be huge. I agree, but it's honestly you you don't need comms to get information and make your plays off of them. You know.
Exactly. Yep.
And as we've seen, like I'm not a perfect player either. I've been doing stupid shit this like entire game.
Yeah, but you still got 18 caps in this, which is insane.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a good thing to point out. It's like the mentality of always critiquing yourself, you know, like constantly analyzing what could you have done better, even though you could blame this on like everyone else on your team, you know. It's still like looking within. What can you polish
Yeah.
up, you know?
Now, like saying about like maybe just anchoring sort of like around yellow, just sitting there waiting for them
Yeah, I
to
feel like
push
at this
out
point,
instead
yeah, you
of.
knew you lost. That was it.
Yeah. I was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a decent game to watch. Um, you could see everyone was like split a lot. Like you did it yourself, you split from a lot of players, but a lot of people did split from one hill as well. Like it just needs to be an initiative thing. If like whenever I hope the cues were clear in this video, where if you see the opportunity of one or two dead, you know, on your kill feed, you need to be thinking about the hill. Don't look for the next enemy to shoot. Like do that simultaneously as you're getting the hill, because you should be looking at who's going to threaten you as you're in the hill. But yeah, the biggest thing to win this game, because like look how close it was. It was 100 to what was it? 90,
94.
94. Like that's literally a one play like difference. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we're trolling at the end there.
And there was
Like.
like at least 10 different plays in this game where people could have been focused on the same strongholds and kept rotating. You know, like at the end there, Dave leaving the hill. But I don't know what. Let's watch it. Let's watch what he was doing to try and get the nest angle. Where is it?
Yeah, I actually wanna. He's dead. Yeah. Okay. Here it is.
Yeah, so he hops into basement. He saw a guy. And he's just like, I'm out of there. But right
Yeah, but
there, if you know you've got help, like this is the biggest thing.
he
Link your
he ignores me. He ignores me though. That's like what gets me annoyed because
yeah.
like
He's looking at you, and he's
yeah,
like,
he's literally look at me. I'm staring him in the fucking eye.
this is what we need to try fix. Like radar was one thing, but having him on your screen, dude, and you know he's going in this direction means that you can force a 2v1. You know what I mean? Like the guy that you just saw
I was
up
trying to
here.
shoot as well. Trying
Yeah,
to
you're trying
shoot.
to get his
Get his
attention.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people don't understand what you're trying to do. People are just like, oh, he's toxic. But no, you're trying to get his attention to focus on doing the same thing.
I remember ages ago actually. It was actually with you on my team. I was sitting top rockets on Collie, and you were shooting me, and then you pointed to the elbow. So
Did
you
I?
shot me once, and then you shot to the elbow, and then I immediately just had to like. I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
hilarious.
oh, he wants me to push up. Yeah, like stuff like that. I mean, obviously, if I had comms, I'd be like, hey, turn around, turn around. But like, that's the best I could do, man. Like.
But yeah, at the end of this, like, I guess that concludes the video. I hope everything was clear on this, but I want everyone, like, this is supposed to be a constructive series. Like, it's not supposed to be, like, you know, we're not trying to flame anyone, you know? Like, Dave made a dumb play then, but we're going to point out these dumb plays because you have to. You have to have thick skin in order to get better.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I
hopefully,
agree.
like, if anything's
People need
unclear,
to.
you have to ask questions. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
If you're not clear about something, ask the damn question, because then it gives us insight on what, you know, we need to get across. But just as like a general thing that we can see in theater without even asking any questions, you know, we know that people don't have the awareness, you know, and the
Yeah.
awareness comes down to the radar, the kill feed, the numbers, and they're all interconnected. They're all the same piece of information. And the same thing that we mentioned in this video, getting to like power positions like this. I'm sure on the other maps we go over, there's a lot more power positions that you'll see us in. That we utilize, but we have to point it out and explain why we're utilizing it. Sometimes you can just sit still here because of the fact that you're watching the whole map, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, that like what's really just like sort of clicked in my head was like maybe those yellow corner pushes literally like sometimes I do sit there. I don't know why it's like a sometimes thing. Like I
Yeah,
should
well, it's
try to do
definitely
more.
what, like, you have to be more fresh in game in terms, because this was a few days old, like you said, so you're not exactly 100% sure what's going on through your head. You might have like info in game that we don't have in theater, like a comm or something. But
Yeah,
I doubt you
yeah.
weren't comming. I know that for a fact.
No.
But even more so, whenever I'm not comming, I'm always playing like, what's the word? Not passive. It's like passive aggressive. Like I'm aggressive, but I'm not just running in there trying to hit a 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, only when I have to. Only when it makes sense to do so. And, like, that's the cues that we're talking about. If you have numbers, then sure, like, let's go, let's collapse on this. But if you don't have numbers, be like a hawk, you know what I mean? Like, set yourself up above where it's unexpected, And if you do it enough
Mm.
times, of course, it's going to be expected. So that's when you start to be creative with these sort of things. I remember Adam Prades, he used to literally crouch here, and then you can't even see that when you jump up from here. And he would just sass people for days. So people think it's completely open because he's not pressuring. Like the normal person would come here and
Actually,
try
I
shoot
that
this
as
guy.
well.
But most likely when you're shooting this guy, he's just going to thrust away, you know what I mean? And get away, sorry. He's going to stay alive.
Yeah.
Where Adam is 100% getting a kill, getting a pick for us by baiting them in here, like luring them in here by not even showing himself, letting them think that it's open. So
Yeah.
just little plays like that, you can become very creative with things like that, and hopefully we go over more stuff like that in the future.
Mhm.
Anything else you want to add, Barcode?
Um. Oh, I had something. Hang on. Oh yeah, it was more of just about how people receive feedback as well. Like, obviously, sometimes I see in the chat people just go in there just belittling everyone. Like, obviously, I'm gonna get mad vocally, but I'm not gonna go out of my way in the chat and just call everyone garbage or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't do that sort of
And it's
stuff. I think
unproductive as
it's
well. Like what we went
yeah,
over here, like we could call you guys bad as we're watching you in theater here, but at least it's helpful. You know what I mean? At least there's takeaways from this where if you like things get misinterpreted through text,
well,
So
because it's like half of the stuff is like we're too slow in the chat. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
yeah,
Like
what
we're
does that
too
mean?
slow.
In what situation are we slow in? Because, like I said, you can play slow in multiple different situations. Like in this situation, But Snakey's trying to say like play super fast. But is that giving the wrong message for someone to just be like, oh, I'm gonna fly over here? Because then you're just giving away a death. So again, just to make it super clear, the whole game
Fast but smart.
fast but smart, but the whole game is based on numbers. You can do whatever you want once you have numbers, or just about whatever you want. You can do it a lot safer. So earn your pick. Like, don't play super slow. Like, don't play passive. Play for map control, but play your life properly.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I said, we'll definitely like go more in depth like as we go on. But I hope we covered like the general basis. This video was supposed to be a foundation on like rotating, overextending, getting to good spots like this, recognizing cues like the numbers, aka kill feed, aka where are your teammates, like where are they on your
Also, a lot
radar,
of people
service tag.
don't look at the kill feed, which is sort of like weird. You know how I tell people don't look at the kill feed in eights? When someone leaves, that people just continue playing. It's so confusing. It's
Oh yeah,
mind-boggling how they
yeah.
don't
That's
notice.
that's actually a good point.
I immediately tell. I'm like, okay, well, everyone's like still playing. What's going on?
But like we need the effort from everyone to play the same way. And I don't mean the same way in game. I meant like the same way in terms of thinking. You know what I mean? Because everyone's in a different situation at different times. Like Barcode might be at Nest at one point, and a teammate might be over here at another point, like at the same point. Sorry, you know what I mean? Where roles reversed. Barcode might be here, and his teammate might be here, but you guys are still like doing the same thing. Like you're in the same play. You guys can still be focused on the same thing because you all have the same information. You might get more information because your reticle's placed over here. You might see 2 or 3 people, but
Mm,
like you should still be thinking, oh, we're capping nest. Just as an example, like everyone has the same information on kill feed. Everyone has the same information on service tags. Everyone has the same information on radar. Even if you hold select, you can see how many people are dead. So if you're ever unsure, literally just give yourself a second to think about it. But yeah, one more thing is you said play fast and smart. That's the thing. It's like I don't want people overthinking this shit. I don't want people sitting in bunker being like,
oh,
I need to hold
uh,
select. I need to
oh,
think about how many people are alive. Like, don't overthink it, man. Let it flow. Like, just play to the numbers, though. Play to the
yeah.
numbers.
Um, just on that overthinking, man, it's just like, and like sitting in bunker, like let's say like people anchoring, right? And they're like the first spawner. that stuff gets to me all the time. When I come up spawn as like one of the last spawners and I see a teammate has not moved, that's not smart. You're just baiting everyone else that's on the map, doing nothing,
Yeah. Well, this video is about to get on 50 minutes, which is pretty insane. But honestly, that's the work you got to put in. People don't want to put in the work, Like,
And I reckon this is even light work from like what we've like done previously though
yeah,
as well,
100%. Like,
which
you
is
could spend
crazy.
hours on this type of shit, especially if you are doing it in a team and you're trying to get everyone on the same page,
Yeah.
and you have to
Yep.
explain it in multiple different ways to different people. But you can do it yourself, Like everyone should be getting to the point where they're self-sufficient with this sort of shit, which is why I wanted to show you how to analyze in theater. Like use the third cam a lot, like this. Have a look around. Like if this guy's playing finessed in this situation, just for example, like have a look around. What's going on? Like try and think about, like put the pieces of the puzzle together. Like try and think about what he should be doing and what's the most like beneficial play that he could have done. You know what I mean? I mean, in
Mm.
this situation, of course, it's 98 to 94. It doesn't have to do anything, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, use the information. Like, I've given you the tools in theater. That's what we wanted to do is like let you guys continue on with what we've shown you. It's not we're giving you the
Mm.
answers in some situations, but we can't go over everything. We'll try to do as many videos as possible over time, but we can't go over every single situation because I haven't even been in every single
Yeah.
situation.
Yep. Exactly.
So you
And
just have to
that's
analyze it for yourself and come up with your own. You just have to apply it too. You have to execute that shit. And like I was just mentioning, like people don't want to put in the work. If your goal, and I'm talking to the people that like I know have talked to me about wanting to be super good, especially for the launch of Infinite, you have to put in the effort with this. Don't just grind 10 hours a day in customs. You're not going to improve. You're going to
mindlessly.
improve in some
Yeah.
areas, but not all areas. You're not going to improve in the 4v4 aspect, the objective aspect, the teamwork aspect, if you're just constantly playing. You have to watch what mistakes you're making
I
and
I
also
think
what's
that
working. Double down on it.
yeah. I think like what mainly people are missing out on is the self critique. You know, I I definitely feel like with theater, obviously, you see everything that you're doing. You see everything that everyone else is doing. You're seeing like what other possible opportunities you've got. But like, I'm also like, I don't want people to test things out anymore.
Mm.
There's been a set way to play this game now. It's 5 years. You
Yeah,
know.
like don't come up with any genius ideas on like, oh, let's try this. Like, only unless you've analyzed it in a film. I don't know. I know what you're referring to, Barcode. It's like a fine line. Like,
Yeah.
what you're trying to say is like, there's already a set way to play. Like what we explained in this video, where fundamentally speaking, there's a set way to play. You know.
hmm
Situationally, there's
I'm
always
also
room for improvement.
yeah. I'm also just thinking like if I played it as we like analyze, so like instead of going to those hills that were already probably going to get captured, how many captures would I truly have then if I actually kept going, just playing it like a circle?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
So instead of like
I
dying in a
honestly that
situation, you
yeah,
can say, oh,
yeah,
I probably could have capped it in this situation if I just played it a bit slower.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and that's good that you mentioned that. That's the self-critiquing thing. Like, I hope people are listening to this. Like, there's no 100% way to play. It's just if you analyze it and you see what you could have done better, just keep it in mind and put immense amount of effort to do it next game. You know what I mean? Like, don't
mm,
just sit here and watch 10 hours of theater, like I just said, sit there and play 10 hours a day. Do
yeah.
both. Like, you have to see your mistakes and then actually remove them. Like, try and play that the next game and then watch the film again.
Yeah, I also think that people don't try hard enough to focus on a certain thing that they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, give me an
Um,
example.
So an example would be, okay, this game I actually want to start getting areas on the map for my teammates as first spawner example.
Mm.
Like people may just like people don't focus on it hard enough. They just go back into the eights with that autopilot mindset, and they're
Yeah.
just like, yep, let's just keep doing what we've been doing instead of focusing up on this issue that I've got.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that comes down to the mentality that the attitude that you're speaking of. Like, it's just self-critiquing. If you want to be the best, make your actions show it. Like, don't just say that you want to be the best. Like actually do something
hmm
about it. Um, and yeah, as you said before, like a little play like on elbow. this score was 100 to 94. So you could put the pressure on yourself that it's a one-play game, that if you did
Yeah,
something
literally.
different, it could have
Yeah,
changed the
yeah,
entire outcome.
exactly.
So
And
that's the
that's
pressure
how.
I put on myself. It's like if you try focus on making no or as little mistakes as possible, because nobody's perfect, um, you will get closer to that result. You will make less mistakes, because that's actually what you're trying to do.
And I reckon the way I explained it before in the chat was, I think this is like a really good explanation. To be honest, it's think of the game as like a piece, like pieces of situations that wins you the game. You know, every life is a individual situation. You know, like
Yeah.
what are you going to do? What's going to be like? What are your teammates going to do? Um, and basically, winning those situations obviously gets you to the greater, picture, big win.
Yeah, and that's it. The game is incredibly
Puzzle
simple, man.
pieces,
Like a
puzzles.
lot of the things that let's just give an example, one last example before we get off. Like when you flew basement that one time instead of just rotating and staying in control of the hill, they're the situations where it's like you put so much pressure on yourself to win a battle. Like even though I know the outcome ended up like you ended up getting the kill or whatever, and getting the reset. But you're putting pressure on yourself to win this battle, and you don't know if there's two people. Well, you do know that there's two people, one person here, because of how fast the stronghold's getting captured. But you never know. There could be a guy like that just got here, that's outside of the hill.
Yeah.
So you could be running into a 2v1, but nonetheless, even if you do fly into a 1v1 and fight this guy, you've just put all of your chips, like you've just gone all in. So you have to win that battle to end up staying in control. When like if you just make a small adjustment and just rotate, then you don't have that pressure on yourself. Then it's just like, oh, like I'm fine. All I have to do is make sure that I survive here, I get the hill, and then we're still in control.
Yeah.
And yeah, so just little things like that. Just keep analyzing. Yeah, I think we should conclude there. I reckon that's good
Yeah.
for a first
Yeah.
episode. But yeah, guys,
Okay.
like honestly, just send us a message. I've asked yesterday for people's gameplay, so we'll go over some people's gameplay. But we wanted to make this, especially for Strongholds. We'll do a capture the flag one as well, but especially for Strongholds, we want you to refer to this in terms of, what's giving Barcode the information and what's influencing his decision making. So then when we watch your gameplay, you can think that yourself as you're watching and not just like listening to our answer. You're following along with what we've been talking about.
Mhm.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, like leave some comments and questions on what you guys are confused about, because that's the only way that we can like clear it up for you.
Actually, yeah,
But
clear it
yeah,
up.
this
Help.
video, like I said, was supposed to be on trying to get people to focus on the same shit. So as long as you pay attention to your kill feed, I hope I don't have to say it again, then you will know that you have numbers. And if you know that you have numbers, you should know what hill that you should be pressuring towards. As long as you look at the service tags and you know where your teammates are and you know what's on your radar, just link to a teammate. Just do things together. Like,
Yep. Basically, the whole thing that we wanted you guys to grab out of this was name tags, radar, and just enemy presence and like how to get information on the map.
yeah.
That's like the summary.
I know that we went over it for almost an hour now, but it is that simple. Like, there's not much more to it. You don't have to overthink this shit. Like, the reason this one was so long is because it's our first time talking about it. Like I said, I wanted this video, the first episode, to be like a pinnacle, like a foundation that you can refer to, but the next videos will hopefully be more fluent and everyone's like following
Yeah.
along at the same pace. But on that note, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully we make episode 2 sooner rather than later.
Yep.
Later.